Samuel L. Stanley Jr. has served as Michigan State University's president since being selected by the Board of Trustees in 2019. On Sunday, September 11, 2022, the board formally asked Stanley to resign. On Thursday, October 13th, President Stanley released his official notice of resignation to the board and university. But how did we get here? This all started on Friday, August 12, 2022, with the resignation of Broad School of Business Dean Sanjay Gupta due to a mandatory reporting failure back in April. On August 30th, the Board of Trustees hired outside legal counsel to review the administration's removal of Gupta. Deputy spokesperson Dan Olson confirmed Gupta's resignation and that his removal was implemented by Provost Teresa Woodruff. President Stanley released a statement in full support of Woodruff's decision. On September 9th, the board appointed Professor Judith Whipple as the interim dean in its first meeting of the fall semester. 2 days later, on Sunday, September 11th, news broke that the board had asked Stanley to resign. Faculty and student groups immediately came forward in support of Stanley and demanded transparency from the board. On Tuesday, September 13th, Michigan State University's Faculty Senate held a special meeting where Stanley made his first public remark after the board's request. At the core of the issue, Title IX compliance, a yearly procedure requiring the president and at least one trustee to review all of the university's Title IX reports from the previous fiscal year. According to Stanley and the board, Michigan State's 2021 Title IX compliance was falsely certified. Who's to blame? That depends on who you ask. The meeting concluded with the passing of 2 resolutions regarding the Board of Trustees, one insisting the board undergoes professional development, and another calling for greater transparency in their communication and decision-making. Associated students of MSU passed both resolutions in concurrence with the Faculty Senate later that week. On September 19th, 94 distinguished professors wrote a letter admonishing the board for the publicity and anonymity of their demands and expressed their support for President Stanley. On September 30th, Stanley certified the 2022 Title IX report and recertified the report from 2021. The board released the results of the audit about what went wrong with its certification. According to the audit, miscommunication throughout the university was to blame, and ongoing reviews will inform improvements in the process. On October 5th, President Stanley and Provost Woodruff criticized the external legal counsel hired by the board to review Gupta's removal back in August. In separate letters to the board, Stanley expressed his concern for the university's ongoing internal Title IX review, and Woodruff said the investigation was doing harm to the process the board seeks to improve. Both called for the investigation's dismissal. On October 6th, ASMSU declared a vote of no confidence in the Board of Trustees and called for the members' resignation. MSU Faculty Senate followed their lead and passed a similar resolution on October 11th. And finally, on October 13th, Stanley sent a video message to the MSU community, announcing his resignation, citing a loss of confidence in the Board of Trustees.
I cannot, in good conscience, continue to serve this board as constituted.
His resignation will become effective 90 days from his announcement on January 11, 2023. The board released a response commending Stanley for his leadership and assuring their cooperation in the transition.